Okay guys, here's your second video practicing writing large numbers in expanded form with decimals. Always begin by putting these big numbers into a place value chart if that helps you kind of know how to read them correctly. Now eventually you're going to get so good at reading these really big numbers that you won't need to do this step, but I just think in the beginning it's helpful, especially when we're learning to just read it correctly using those place value words. So remember, wherever you see a comma, that's the place value word you're going to say. Now for our decimal amounts, the place value word that you say is determined by where you have your last digit. So in this case, our last digit is in the thousandths place, so we will say this place value word at the end of our number. So the whole thing altogether is 562,298,458 and 555 thousandths. Now when you're putting this number into word form, a couple of things are important to note. One, I will take off points if you have your word names or your number names spelled incorrectly. I will take off points if you don't have your comma in the right spot. So wherever you see a comma in the number form, you should also have a comma or the word and if it's a decimal point in your word form. Lastly, I want to encourage you to put dashes in between your tens and ones words. So in this case, where we have 63, there would be a dash in between 60 and 3. Where we have 98, you would have a dash in between the word 90 and 8, like so. '58, you would have a dash in between the 50 and the 8. And same for 55. You need a dash in between those two. Okay, so let's go ahead and type it. If I can make it, will it let me edit what I started here already? There we go. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so let me go back to this. Let's see if it will let me edit it. Come on. Why must you be so difficult? Okay, so here I have in word form 563 million, comma, 298, comma, and I can see I have a typo there I need to fix, 458, comma, oh, I don't need a comma there, so there's another mistake. I can get rid of the comma and just have the word and for my decimal point, and 555 thousandths. So do you see how going back over my work one last time before I move on to the next thing, I was able to catch a mistake? It's not going to let me edit it again. This is just a bit of a challenge for me today. Okay, so let me see if I can fix my mistakes here. 90 is not spelled right. And I can get rid of this comma if it will let me. It may not let me. There we go. 555 thousandths. Okay, that looks good. Always reread your work one more time just to see if you have any little errors you want to fix. All right, so now we're going to do expanded form, and this is what you guys were kind of telling me, you know, we need some extra practice with this. So I want you to do this with me and pause the video, do a little bit of it yourself each time, and then just double check and see if you agree with what I'm putting here. So we're going to start with open parentheses, and we're going to start with our 100 millions place. So we're going to do 5 times 10 to the, now let's see how many zeros we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 8 zeros. I can stop when I get to the decimal point. Close parentheses, plus 6 times 10 to the 7th power, plus 3 times 10 to the 6th power, plus 2 times 10 to the 5th power, plus 9 times 10 to the 4th power, that gets me to my 10,000s place, plus 8 times 10 to the 3rd power, that's my thousands place, plus 4 times 10 squared, got that, 5 times 10 to the 1st power, which is really just 10, plus 8 times 10 to the 0 power, which is really 1. Now we're up to our decimals, okay? 555 out of 1,000, we're going to write that in expanded form, okay? So we take each digit one at a time, starting with our tenths place. This is our tenths place. 5 times 1/10 plus another 5. 5 times 1/100th plus last 5. 5 times 1,000th. Okay? So for these decimals, we put the fraction form that names our place value position. 1/10th, 1/100th, 1,000th. And we're going to go over this tomorrow during our live lesson, okay? All right, show the value of the digit. Let me emphasize this. Show the value of the digit in the 100,000s place. You guys are still getting these wrong because you're telling me what you think the value of the place value position is, which is 100,000. The digit in the 100,000s place is a 2. So it has a value of 2 times 100,000, or 2 groups of 100,000. So this digit 2 does not have a value of 100,000. It has a value of 200,000. So you need to have 2 of these discs here. 200,000 discs.